Hello YouTube, in this video we'll be talking about Alicia and I'm going to try and give you a general idea about her build and what she does. That way you can decide if you want to summon for her, or in case you already got her, then you have a better understanding on how to play as Alicia. So first, let's see what Alicia's skills are. Her basic attack scales off attack and it's a 3-stage attack. Next is her core attack, it also scales off attack and deals a big amount of damage. This is her most important ability and we will see why later. Now for her basic skills we have Winter Storm. It scales off attack like the rest of her kit and deals a big amount of damage as well, but apart from that, skill also has a 30% chance to freeze the opponent, which can come in handy when fighting bosses, and applies Ice Body Armor. Ice Body Armor gives a shield, but most importantly, removes debuffs, which is used against Cerebro. We are going to make the dog go back to hell with this one. Her second basic skill is Ice Needle, and it's a 2-stage attack. She first hits them with spikes and then detonates them, so make sure you wait for the detonation before you do anything else. That's it for basic skills. Now her special skills are Ice Detonation, which is her support skill when you play as Jinwoo. It's pretty much the same as her first basic skill. Deals damage, freezes the target, and gives Ice Body Armor. We saw previously that it gave a shield and removes debuffs. Her second special skill, Eternal Frost, is the skill she uses when you switch into her, and it deals a decent amount of damage, and applies the Ice Body Armor. Again, it gives a shield and removes debuffs. Her last active skill, her ultimate, Absolute Zero, deals a huge amount of damage and freezes the target, but apart from that, it gives you a 5 stacks of Frost. But what's Frost? If we see her passive skill, we can see that whenever we use a skill, we get a stack of Frost. Frost activates your enhanced core attack, aka Bitter Cold Spear, and it consumes all your stacks up to 3 to deal a massive amount of damage. Note that stacks cap at 5, so you want to use the core before you use your next skills. After reading her passive skill, we can see that she wants to use her core attack a lot, but you want to stack the Frost instances. So we can see that the most damage you can do in a rotation would be to start with her ultimate attack, that gives 5 instances of Frost, then use her core attack to consume 3 stacks of Frost, following that with the basic skill, gaining an extra stack, giving you 3 stacks again, use her core attack, then, to finish, use the last skill into core attack again before switching. That will be the most damage you can output in a single rotation, in my opinion. Now that we know what she does, what artifacts we use, and what stats. For stats we know that she scales off attack, so main stats will be attack percentage, water damage, and for the boots, critical hit damage. Since she can crit and deals a massive amount of damage, we want to crit as much as possible to increase that damage. So we can see that her stats will be attack and crit, so for substats we will want again attack percent, crit rate on the armor, and crit damage on the accessories, and if possible damage increase and defense penetration for the last substats. For the artifact sets we will most likely want solid foundation, since she wants to deal a ton of damage with her core attack. But since she activates the core attack with her skills, you can opt for toughness set for the crit stats or armed set for the attack and defense ignore. For the accessory I would say most of the attack or damage increase sets are good, but the 3 I would say are better would be Champion on the Field, since it increases your attack, which means the other good set would be Expert like Champion on the Field increases your attack. The last one would be very decent, and that's because you want to spam your skill for the core attack and the cooldown reduction can be useful, but I didn't like it as much as Champion since you run out of mana fast. For our teams you can use whoever you want really, just use a breaker if the boss has a shield, and to increase your damage you can always go Min Byung-gu. That's it for her build. Now I'll show you her fighting Cerebro, since that's one of the reasons you might want to summon for her. So if you don't know how the fight works, because you haven't reached this far in the game yet or you have little experience with the boss, let me explain a bit of the fight. Most important thing to know about the boss is that whenever you get hit you gain a stack. It's the flame icon above your health bar. And the more stacks, the more damage you take, and if you get hit by an attack after you gain a bunch of stacks, the boss will wipe out your entire team, not just the hunter you are using. That's why most people hate fighting against him. The best advice for this boss is just to get used to his pattern and avoid getting hit. I know, the obvious. But it's really that. If you have damage to kill him, you just need to avoid the attacks. Another important thing is to make sure you noticed when he is using a certain skill that makes him invulnerable to damage, so you don't waste any ultimates during that. He usually uses that skill twice per battle. The reason I said Alicia is good against him is because of the ice body armor. Since it removes debuffs, it will remove the flame stacks that could wipe you out, making the fight less punishing even when you make mistakes. That will be it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya!
極寒の時間に大きな刺激が来るわ。